Over 2,000 years ago, a Roman elite named Pacuviusa had a ceremony in which hundreds of his servants would be around a dining hall, drinking, smoking, eating, feasting, celebrating his life, chanting, "He has lived, while he lay in the center on a table in a coffin. At the climax of the event, they would carry him all the way from the dinner table to his bed and lay him down, chanting once again, he has lived, and singing other requiems. The next day, Pacuviusa would wake up and conduct his day as normal. Now, this man didn't resurrect from the dead, he was alive all along. He did this strange ceremony for a particular reason, and Seneca explains to us in his letters why we should do the same. In Seneca's Letter 12, he talks about a particular event that happened in his life. Over 2,000 years ago, he had issues with one of his homes. Now, Seneca was one of the wealthiest Romans of the time. He had plenty of estates all over the country. But he had specific issues with this one home, and he had the builder go there and analyze everything. The builder came back and gave him a quote. Now, Seneca thought, now this guy is trying to finesse me. Why is this taking so long? Why is this costing so much money? He's just trying to get more money out of this particular deal. The builder said, no, I'm not trying to play you, right? Everything is fair. This is taking longer because your home is old. The wood is old, the rocks are old, everything's old, it's making issues. Now, at first, Seneca didn't believe this, but then he realized that the man was telling the truth. And this led him to have a sudden realization. What has the future in store for me if stones of my own age are already crumbling? This led him to start entertaining this idea of his mortality as is common amongst the Stoics. Now let's talk about the aging process, because it's a very important thing to consider if you want to live and die well. Now, aging is elusive because it happens so slowly. Every day you don't really notice the small changes that happen in your body. But then you have those sudden moments where the realization hits you like a lightning strike. You're like, oh wow, this is different. I remember myself when I was young, I used to be able to move ungodly amounts of weights at the gym with no abandon, no care in the world. And I would be sore for like a day or two, but then recover and be able to move more weights again. Today, when I move these heavy weights to the gym, it takes me out for like 3, 4, 5 days. I need more time to recover. Why? Because the body is aging. I remember when I was 15, I could eat junk food, pretty much whenever and not even gain any weight. Weight wasn't an issue. I was always skinny, eat KFC, McDonald's, whatever, no worries. Today, if I have a bender on the weekend where I go wild and eat some junk food, that scale is going to break on Monday, right? There's going to be some new personal records set on that scale. So there's all these things that happen throughout our lives that remind us of the aging process. Now, a lot of people get scared, they get worried, they feel ashamed. That's why there's a multi-billion-dollar cosmetic industry to help women especially feel younger and look beautiful because they're afraid of aging. But Seneca argues that aging is actually a good thing as we get closer towards our death, right? Because some of the best moments happen right before we die. As we get older, we leave the physical, moving closer towards the spiritual, and our experience of life changes. He uses this metaphor of fruit. Fruit tastes the best right before it gets too ripe and falls off the branch. A mango is beautiful right before it gets too ripe, and then after that it's just garbage, right? Wine takes time to age, and as it ages, it gets more beautiful and tastes wonderful. People spend thousands of dollars for a bottle of wine that's maybe a couple hundred years old. But then it gets to a certain point where it just spoils. It's too old, it's rotten, it tastes like crap, it's useless. The same thing happens to the human spirit. As you get older, it's like the layers start to let go and shed. You remove psychological hurdles that have slowed you down in the past. The emotions that have weighed you down, the psychological problems, the horrible memories, they start to go away as you gain more and more clarity into what really matters, and you can start enjoying life without caring about what other people are thinking about you. That's why a lot of old people, just live their lives. I remember I used to work in a Big W, which is like a store in Australia. And I used to work with this older woman. And I was working with her, I was stacking shelves, and she just farted.
Was that a fart?
She's just like, she just farted. I'm like, what the hell is this woman doing? This is strange. And I realized she doesn't give a shit because she's old. She's like, I've only got a couple more years. I'm going to do what I want. People don't have that freedom when they are younger. So I mentioned earlier in this video that Pacuvius used to fake his own death, right? Pretend he was dead and people would carry him to the bedroom, etc. Seneca invites us to do the same psychologically, not for narcissistic reasons, but in order to gain a greater sense of gratitude. So here is a quote that he says that's incredibly powerful. I want you to pay attention to this quote. Every day ought to be regulated as if it closed the series, as if it rounded out and completed our existence. Let us go to sleep with joy and gladness. Let us say, I have lived. The course which fortune set for me is finished. And if God is pleased to add another day, we should welcome it with glad hearts. What Seneca is saying here is we need to take every single day as if it were a lifetime. Each day is its own life. You need to approach each day as if it is your last day on earth and live with intention because of this context. A lot of people are sleepwalking through life. They're forgetting this whole idea that they're going to die one day, so they end up wasting months and years of their lives doing things that they shouldn't be doing, worrying about things that they shouldn't be worrying about, and just going astray. But if you live your life with the intention of maximizing each day in terms of, being in the moment, no stressing about the future, no worrying about the past, just being in the moment, enjoying what each day has to offer, spending time with your family, spending time with your loved ones, working on projects that make you feel fulfilled, your sense of life, your sense of happiness and fulfillment, eudaimonia, as the Stoics say, will increase exponentially. So that's why he invites us to do this exercise at nighttime, mentally. Just visualize it as if you are going to die. And, when you wake up the next day, it's a blessing. It's amazing. You get to do more stuff and see that day as if it's your last. Now, a lot of people might think this is morbid, this is crazy, but a lot of successful people have used this cognitive trick in order to live their lives with more intention. One famous person is Steve Jobs, who said the following: for the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am doing today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. So Steve Jobs used this as a filter to make his decisions. If he kept saying, no, I don't want to do this, no, I don't want to do this, then that means that he's been following the wrong path. So this is why Seneca invites us to do this cognitive exercise. And if you like that exercise and you love Stoicism, make sure to download my book, Thriving, down below. It's 100% free. And I go over other powerful exercises like this to help you live and die well. That's the video for today. Farewell. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell notifications so we can see more of each other. Until next time.